the technical difficulties. I don't know what was going on. It just did not want to work today, so I guess didn't want me to do a live stream. So sorry about that. Not sure what is going on. How are y'all doing on this awesome Tuesday? In today's video, I'm going to share with y'all some homeschool Q&A questions that I get asked a lot, and I just wanted to do one live. I have never done one before and thought it would be fun. So if you see me looking down, I'm trying to look at my computer monitor to see questions and things like that because I'm recording on my phone, so it may be hard for me to see that way. So I'm gonna wait just a minute. I probably missed everybody because I did say 2 o'clock and it did not want to start for whatever reason. It just did not want to do it. So technology and me do not go together. Drop me a comment if you feel the same way about technology because it just does not want to work some days. So anyway, let me get over here. If y'all have any questions, drop them down in the comments. I will be happy to answer any of them that are there. All right, so let's get started on some of these questions. I have them right here. Okay, when it comes to accreditation, I get asked that question a lot. Am I required to have accreditation? Do I have to use a specific curriculum that is accredited? Here in Mississippi, we are not required to have any form of accreditation. Make sure you check out your, hey girl, thanks for joining. Just make sure you check with your Homeschool Legal Defense Association or check with your truant officer or anyone in your area that can give you the information about your homeschool laws in your state. I was talking about homeschool accreditation. That is not required for us here in Mississippi. So let's see here. I know some people are jumping on. Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me okay, because I was having technical difficulties. And I am looking at stuff. Thank you. I love it. I love it. This is my first live, so bear with me. All right, question number 2 is, what should I know before I start homeschooling? Well, just know you're going to have some good days, you're going to have some bad days, and you've got to give yourself some grace. Know your homeschool state laws and know that homeschooling is not for everyone, but if it's something you want to do, then you will do it. You will make it happen. Question number 2, why do parents decide to homeschool? That is like the biggest question I think I get asked is, why are you homeschooling? Why not send them to school? Why not whatever? But everybody's why is different. It started out as my oldest was very sick as an infant and he was a preemie and all of that. So we just decided to homeschool him because his immune system wasn't where it needed to be. We wanted him to have a Christian curriculum, and we wanted him to learn what we wanted him to learn and not what everybody else was teaching their kids at home. So everybody's why is different. So if you're making the decision to homeschool, then know your why. Write it down on a piece of paper in those stressful days that you're going to have, because it's going to happen. It's not all sunshine around here all the time, but write that why down and remember why you are homeschooling, because that is so, so important. How much does it cost to homeschool? Well, that question, it can be as little or as lot as you want to spend. I know that I buy a boxed curriculum, so I spend a little more money than some. There's online curriculums that you can use for free. Easy peasy, all-in-one is a Christian homeschool curriculum. K-12 is a public school curriculum, but you do it at home. There's a ton of them out there. Check my Russell's Loving Life blog to get some more of them if you want to know. I have a ton of them listed on there with about free resources. So again, homeschooling is however much you want to spend. You can spend very little, or you can spend a whole lot and blow your complete budget. Do not blow your budget. Got to be careful on that one. Let's see. What certifications or qualifications do you need to homeschool? Now, I know that's different in every single state, so make sure you check your state laws. Here in Mississippi, there are no qualifications, but I know there are 11 states that require some form of certification, and it's typically that the parent has to have a high school diploma or a GED. So make sure you check with your state, because there are some states that do require that. How can my child benefit from homeschooling? That's another question I get asked a lot. And I think that it's because your child gets to the one-on-one attention that they need. You can go at their pace, not everybody else's pace. So if you need to speed it up or slow it down, that's an option that you can do. So homeschooling is very beneficial, especially if you have special needs children that require that one-on-one. It's just great, because you're not teaching them just book work. You're teaching them life skills. That's another way that we benefit, is we teach them how to wash, cook, clean. My oldest son can grill. Teaching them how to do their savings account, how to write deposit slips, how to sign their name in cursive. All of that kind of stuff is how my children are benefiting from homeschool. All right, let's see. Do homeschoolers have to take standardized tests? Hello, hello. So much more than academics. So true. So true. Standardized testing. Here in Mississippi, our kids are not required to take standardized testing. I know there are some states, hello, that require you to do standardized testing, like the benchmark testing and those type things. I think Florida requires standardized testing. I'm not 100% sure, so make sure you check your state requirements on that. But here in Mississippi, the only standardized test that you are required to take is the ACT or the SAT if you are going into college. So Mississippi does not require yearly standardized tests. Let's see. How do homeschool children socialize? Y'all give me a thumbs up if this is a question you get asked as much as I do in my homeschool. My answer is my children get socialized just as much as yours do, and I socialize them probably more. But how do you socialize your children? Extracurricular activities, that is the main one. Homeschool, there you go. Homeschool groups, co-ops, church. Yes, homeschoolers have friends. That's another question I get asked so much. Yes, they have friends. They have friends in the neighborhood. They have friends in their extracurricular activities. They have friends from homeschool activities. Yes, homeschool children do get socialized. We do not lock them in the house and keep them and throw away the key. They interact with people every day, and it's not just people in the house. I know that is a question that we get asked so much and gets so frustrating. Sometimes you got to watch the eye rolling, because it's going to happen sometimes. All right, do homeschoolers have to have patience? Yes, no. Sorry about that. No, you do not have to have patience to homeschool your child. Believe me, there's been so many times that I go to the bathroom and I shut the door and I'm like, 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes of quiet and I will be right back. I was reading comments, sorry. Anyway, the patience, yes, that's what we were on. You do not have to have patience. You can get it done without patience, because believe me, we're human. We're just like every single parent. We have our good days, we have our bad days. Our kids have their good days, our kids have their bad days, and we just keep smoothly going along, but we deal with it in the way that we need to. If we need to take a 5-minute break because nobody's getting anything accomplished that is good, we take that 5-minute break. If we need to take an hour, do lunch, and then come back, we do. We do what we need to do to get done what we need to get done. And you do not have to have patience. You just have to give yourself and your children grace. How many hours a day do you homeschool? Well, that depends on what grades you're teaching. My 7th grader, his longest day is 4 hours. And that's a whole lot of stuff we got to get done in 4 hours. For my 2nd grader, her longest day is probably an hour and a half. And that's just how it is here in our house. So, when we do our combined work, so on a max day, it's going to be 5 hours. And that's me doing one-on-one work with my 2nd grader. Sorry, she just went into 2nd. Me doing one-on-one work with my 2nd grader, us doing our family subjects, which is Bible, history, and science, and then moving on to doing the one-on-one and letting my 7th grader do the work he needs to get done. Okay, what is deschooling? I know with everything that is going on right now, so many parents are thinking about homeschooling or looking to homeschool, and they've got to know that there is a process. This is called deschooling. It's when you take your child out of a public or private school and you homeschool them. There's a transitional period. This transitional period is going to be rocky because your child is coming from a very strict, structured school to a more laid-back homeschool. I have tried doing school at home and it didn't work because we wanted to homeschool. So we do what works for us, but know there is a process, there's a time period, and what I would suggest for deschooling is do things fun and gradually ease into it. Don't just say, here's a whole lot of stuff we're fixing to do today, let's get it done. Try just some fun things, do some game schooling, take some field trips, work on a little bit of a subject, ask your child what they're interested in and what's a fun thing they want to do, and turn that into an educational thing. And just know that you've got to deschool them through that process. I've had several homeschooling mamas that were former teachers that I have heard them say before that they had to go through a deschooling process. They had to step back and say, okay, I'm not in school anymore, I'm homeschooling, so I don't have to do it that way. And give yourself some grace and you both will get it done. Do homeschoolers wear pajamas to school? Definitely yes. I do not make my kids get up, get dressed, and then do school. I know a lot of people do, and that works for them. For us, we just get up, we eat breakfast, and then we start school. And then after school's done, then we get dressed, we do our chores, run our errands, and that's what works best for us. Can I work full-time and homeschool? Pajamas. Gotta have pajamas. Can I work full-time and homeschool? Yes. If you really want to homeschool your child, you can find a way to do it. Homeschooling is so flexible. You can teach them at night when you get home. I know I have a night owl that, hello Ingrid, that works best for him. If I could night school, but we have so much extracurricular activities that it is hard to do that. But you can homeschool on weekends, you can homeschool at night, you can homeschool in the middle of the day, whatever fits your schedule, you get it done as long as you follow your state homeschool laws. Because I know some states require, I think it's 120 or 180 days that you have to legally homeschool. So check that out and make sure you keep a record of it if your state requires it. So that is all of the questions that I have for this live today. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Thank you so much for supporting me on this channel. As always, remember to be kind, be careful, be considerate, and have a great day. Bye. Thanks, everybody.